So, let's talk about Superman box office. So, James Gunn's Superman box office this past weekend, I believe it was $211 million at the box office. And I want to give kudos to James Gunn for that. I do think that is a good thing. That's a good thing he made $211 million. Or excuse me, $217 million total. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means it did well this first weekend. Does this warrant a sequel? The budget's still too high. This film needs to make over... They keep saying 700. This film needs to make $800 to $900 million to be a success. If you saw my review, I did not like this film. I thought this film was mid at best. As a Superman film, this could have been better. And I'll have my complaints with the film a little bit later when I make a video why I didn't like James Gunn's Superman. But we'll talk about that later. But $217 million is good. But I do want to put this out there because there's articles coming out, narratives being thrown around saying it made more than Man of Steel, this, that, and third. Look, if you want to do it by inflation, Man of Steel will still make more. And another thing, too, Man of Steel came out almost 10 years ago. Prices were totally different. Movies were cheaper back then. So, of course, this movie's going to make way more money now than Man of Steel did because the tickets are way higher now. So that's what I'm saying. They're glazing it too much. That's why I don't trust the media. The media will would tarnish it, and the media is trying to do their hardest to stab the Snyderverse, and I don't like that. Stop doing that. You need those fans to go see this film again if you want this film to reach $700 million. But yet to be seen. But again, this film has the same problem it's following the same pattern that Man of Steel did. They're going straight into world finals. Have another Superman film. Hear the complaints that people had with this film and do better by the sequel. It's baffling to me how Warner Brothers keep making the same acidine decisions and they get the same results. How you think Iron Man became successful? It had 2 to 3 films to know, okay, you didn't like how the first one went, well, we'll fix it in the second one. In reality, the first one was better than the second one. Or you didn't like how the second one went, well, fix it in the third one. And they did fix it in the third one. I don't like 3, but I think it's a better, superior movie than the sequel. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what they need to do. And they build to the world finest with the Batman. But again, they're having problems with the Batman anyway. Let's not even get into that. Now, what does this mean going forward? Well, they still not out the woods yet. It's next week the drop off. It's next week if they can stay at number 1. I mean, because if they have a significant drop off, and I mean like a 60-something%, they're in trouble. They are in big trouble. All right. This is still good though, because this is good because now they don't have to worry. And what I mean is, let's say this film opened up to $100 to $90 million. That's bad. There was no way for this film to even reach $700 million. They still cannot reach 700, but they have a better chance to reach it now than they did previously when the projection were looking at 90 million, because 90 million was going to reach it. Now they still have a chance to reach it. Okay, I don't think they're going to because they put it right in behind Fantastic Four. That's going to make money. If this Marvel film don't make money, Marvel's in trouble. But we'll talk about Marvel when we get to Marvel when it comes out. But arguably, kudos to Gunn and his team for making a Superman film that people generally like. But if you notice something, Superman, this film, is one of the most device film that James Gunn has done, comic book wise. Everybody loves his Suicide Squad. Everybody loves his Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody loves his Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, somewhat 2, and 3. They don't really like this one. It's very mixed with this film. You have old Superman fans that don't like it. You have new people that like it, saying this is going to rebuild the DC universe. Here's the thing. If somebody's saying this is the best Superman film out there, they're lying. If somebody said this is the greatest superhero film that has came out in the last, 5-6 years, They're lying. If they're saying this is the best film that we got since Deadpool, they're actually saying some truth there, because it really is. But for them to say this is the best Superman film we've gotten, it's not. Man of Steel still beat it as a Superman film. As a fun film, action-packed film, it beats it. This film beats it. But if you're looking for a Superman film, Man of Steel is still that one film we got. And I don't care. And they had deaths in here too, so anyway, I don't, like I said, I want to tell you why I dislike Superman, James Gunn Superman, in another video. But overall, I do want to address this, and I want to give kudos to Gunn, kudos to DC, and kudos to Warner Bros., especially Warner Bros. They've been knocking it out of the park. They've been knocking it out of the park this year with their films. From Final Destinations to Sinners, they've been killing it. This year, Warner Bros., if you ask me the best studio this year, it goes to Warner Bros., hands down. Hands down. But as always, guys, peace, have a Johnson day. I'll see you guys next video.